Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and in today's video we're going to talk about what you can expect for the Fed meeting on Wednesday. There's actually two catalysts you need to watch out for, and then I'm going to give you a list of stocks that you might want to consider buying if Russia invades the Ukraine. So let's get into it! Okay, so first of all, when it comes to the Fed meeting on Wednesday, obviously this is going to move the markets massively on Wednesday, and whatever happens Wednesday will probably happen again on Thursday. In addition, this could set the tone for the direction of the stock market for the next 3 weeks. Now, I want to be clear that when the Fed meetings come out, there's actually two catalysts that occur. It's a lot like an earnings report. During an earnings report, we have both the actual earnings from the prior quarter, which can move a stock, and then we have the earnings call, which provides the forward guidance for the next quarter, which can also move the stock. And we saw that today with Microsoft, for example, when the earnings numbers came out. MSFT dropped 4%, but then when the earnings call came out and they gave their forward guidance, which was good, the stock recovered all of that and actually finished after hours up 1.5%. So those are two very specific catalysts that you got to look out for that can move the stock, or in this case, the entire market. And when it comes to the Fed, the two catalysts we're looking for is the initial announcement of what they're going to do in January. And that announcement will come from the news media. It can come anywhere from, let's say, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. There's really no set time that's going to come out. You've just got to keep your eyes out on the market and watch for it. So CNBC is usually really good about being the first to report on this. And keep your eye on the breaking news on CNBC.com, or just watch CNBC, and you'll probably get the news of what the Fed is going to do in January, anywhere from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Now that is going to be the initial catalyst, the initial mover in the market. And right now what's being priced in for January is nothing. No rate increase, no selling of assets, nothing. Just pretty much the same old, same old. So that's what the market is pricing in. Now, if we get anything outside of that, if the Fed raises interest rates, if the Fed decides to sell assets, we can see the market absolutely tank. But right now, we're pricing in nothing. And that initial move, if it is nothing, is going to be kind of a sigh of relief to the market, because it's going to remove some uncertainty, and that in turn will probably cause the market to go up. So if we get nothing as far as what's happening in January, we'll probably see the market go up. And if we get anything at all, we'll probably see the market go down. Now, the second catalyst, and the far bigger catalyst, is when Jerome Powell actually speaks and provides his forward guidance for what the Fed might do in March. And that is scheduled to happen at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So at 2 p.m. Eastern, Jerome Powell is going to give what's probably end up being a recorded speech. And in that meeting, what everybody's going to look out for, we don't know what he's going to say, but what everybody's going to look for is forward guidance in the March meeting. Now, generally, what Jerome Powell does is he says, we're not making any decisions right now. We're just watching these economic indicators, the jobs and the inflation and the pandemic, and we'll make a decision in March. That's usually how that speech kind of goes. And if that's what he does this time and gives no indication of actually, yes, we are going to raise interest rates, then pretty much what we can expect is the markets to absolutely skyrocket. That would be really good news. If Jerome Powell really does come out and say, we're not planning on doing anything right now, we're just kind of in a wait and watch period, we could see the markets absolutely skyrocket on Wednesday and Thursday, and possibly even for the next 3 weeks. Now, if Jerome Powell comes out and he says, yeah, we're going to raise interest rates in March, it'll probably be 0.25%, well, that is actually what the market is pricing in. So with the market pricing that in, we can expect probably either flat, I don't know if it'd be slightly down, slightly up, but pretty close to flat. Now, if he comes out and he says, actually, things are really bad and we're probably looking at a 0.5% rate increase in March, then you can expect the market to absolutely tank, because that would be shocking. So again, January, what is priced into the stock market right now is nothing. And for March, what's priced into the stock market right now is a 0.25% rate increase. So anything less than that will be really good for the markets. Anything worse than that will be really bad for the markets. So those are the two catalysts you got to watch out for. First one between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and the second one at 2 p.m. exactly. Okay, that is what we can expect for the Fed meeting. Let's talk about these defense stocks, because Obviously, a lot of news right now is around Russia invading the Ukraine. And it's got a lot of people worried. It's actually one of the things that's keeping the stock market down right now. So, first of all, just overall in general in the stock market, we could probably expect the stock market to go down overall in general if Russia invades Ukraine. However, there are two sectors that will probably benefit pretty strongly from this. And the first sector is oil and gas. Now, oil and gas could easily, if you look at the price of oil, it's right around $79 a barrel right now. It could easily top $100 a barrel if Russia invades Ukraine. The thing about that is, if you're going to invest in oil and gas stocks, a lot of new investors make the mistake of investing in energy stocks rather than oil and gas. And they seem like they're the same thing, but they're not. See, energy could cover any number of sectors. It could cover electricity, it could cover nuclear. There's a lot of different forms of energy that aren't necessarily oil and gas. So you have to be really careful and make sure you're actually investing in oil and gas companies or oil futures, something that deals with oil and gas and not the larger energy segment overall. So just be careful about that if you do decide to buy oil and gas stocks. Make sure they are actually oil and gas stocks or ETFs and not energy stocks and ETFs. Okay, the other thing is going to be our defense stocks. And what I did in the Discord today is I put together a whole list of defense stocks that could go up. Now, so far, President Biden has said, no, the U.S. will not get involved. At the same time, President Biden has told the Pentagon to ready 8,500 troops for deployment. So we've got him saying one thing and doing another. Typical politicians. So let's just say the U.S. does get involved, and I very highly suspect they will. We're going to need a lot of stuff. They're going to need electronics. They're going to need parts. They're going to need machines. They're going to need a lot of things. And what we can expect with that is certain defense stocks will go up. So we can look at some more immediate defense stocks, which might be things like missiles, drones, things that the Pentagon might order right away that they can get shipped out. And then if the conflict becomes more prolonged, then we might want to look at other larger purchases that aren't necessarily purchased that often, but might need to get replenished during a prolonged any sort of conflict. That would be our things like our airplanes, our ships, and our tanks. So all of that said, let's take a look at the list of stocks that I gave my Discord earlier today. And on this list, we have DFEN. This is a 3 times leveraged bull ETF, which comprises both aerospace and defense sectors. Now, the aerospace sector may not go up as much as the defense sector will, so this won't truly be a 3x leveraged on defense, but still pretty good ETF that you might want to consider if you don't want to pick individual stocks. Another one is LMT. This is Lockheed Martin. They're involved in aviation, space, and missiles. Another one is BA. This is Boeing. They're involved in aircraft, space, and helicopters. Another one is NOC. This is Northrop Grumman, and they're involved in nuclear, bombers, and space. GD is General Dynamics. They do ships, IT, and tanks. And then the ones that might go up a little bit sooner than that are RTX, which is Raytheon Technologies. They do electronics and missiles, both things that could be ordered very quickly. And then LDOS, which is Leidos Holdings. They're involved in IT and space. And then LHX, which is L3Harris. They do aerospace, IT, and electronics. HII, which is Huntington Ingalls. They do ships. And then the other one that might go up pretty quickly is CACI, and this is a company that's involved in electronics, drones, and IT. So the two that might rise the fastest are RTX and CACI, because those are the ones that the military might order missiles and electronics from right away, rather than the larger purchases that would take a lot more planning and thinking through. So hopefully that video helps you as far as planning on what to do with the Fed on Wednesday, as well as planning on what to do if Russia invades Ukraine. I hope you guys got a lot out of this video. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and follow the page. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.